It is new UFC lightweight MarQuel Mederos. And MarQuel, I know it was just a week ago, but is that reality kind of setting in for you that I am on the UFC roster? Or is it still kind of not seem real until you get that first debut fight?
It comes and goes like waves. Like I think I'm so focused on what I have going on, like in my own life, that it's not. I mean, of course, it's a big thing, right? But it's not everything. I don't know. I focus more on training than anything. So yes, it has hit me, but it comes in waves. Like I'll be sitting. I went to the grocery store this morning. I was like, damn, I'm in the UFC, and then I'll leave, and then it'll go away for a second. So yeah.
That's awesome. But the reality is, and I think you hit it right, it's just that, like, that's just the start, right? I mean, you want to celebrate the accomplishment, but that's not the goal, right? Like, that's just the beginning of the goal.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you celebrate too early, and then it tends to collapse. I think you can never celebrate before the job is finished. When the job is finished, then you can celebrate. I think that's something that, especially with my generation, like being a younger generation, everything is a celebration. So it to have that mindset, I feel like at my age is a little bit wiser, and just learning from other people who have been in front of me not to celebrate too early.
Yeah, well, that's a wise way to approach it, I guess. And it was funny too because I kind of noticed that watching it back. I mean, you had the highlight reel finish, and you certainly seem happy, but like afterwards, it didn't seem like it was the greatest thing that ever happened to you. You were kind of like, well, I could have done this a little better. I wish I would have done that a little better. Is that typical of you? Is that the way you kind of approach things? Is not let yourself get too high in those moments?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, uh, it's so weird. Like I was talking to Mark about this because he was telling me about a story about when I don't know if he told it to you, but when Joe Warren won the belt and he just sat there and he was like, "This is the peak." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think kind of with fights now, um, especially early on in my amateur career, I was really good early on, but I would take it and I would just run with it and being young, celebrating, going out, but just being smart. Like, okay, we won. Now let's go get the next one because your next fight is always your biggest fight, right? Because people only love you when you win it.
It's 100% true. You talk about your amateur career. Looking at your record, is that right? 2019, you went 0-3 as an amateur that year?
Yeah, it was a hard year for me because my step pops who raised me, he passed that year, and
Wow.
that was a lot of. I think I was trying to like fight, like fight through it and just fight out of it. But yeah, it was a lot going on that year for sure.
But you know what is I mean I hate to say I love to see things like that, but I think it's amazing when you see guys like that that go through stretches, that go through challenges, because it'd be easy to just be like, you know what, man, to hell with this. Like this, I'm not doing this. This is dumb. You know what am I doing? And instead, you powered through, man. So what got you to keep going and saying, no, I'm destined to do this. I'm chasing this dream.
I mean, I'm a guy. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do 100%. Right, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna put all chips on the table, and then if we fail, at least I know I went all in. So I think that's always been my aspect because I can't control results, but I can control effort. If I can give 1,000% effort, then we got something going. But I think that was the biggest thing that year was like it was like running through quicksand. But as long as I can keep running, we'll get out on the other side, then we can sprint.
That's awesome. That's a great way to say it. And talk to me about, I mean, was Factory X, was that where you started your martial arts training entirely? Because it seems like, man, you guys had this cool team of like homegrown guys I mean, I think you started there when you were a teenager, right?
Yeah, I started when I was like 19, about to be 20. So well, what happened was I got into some trouble. I was selling weed and stuff in Texas. A bunch of stuff happened. My mom, my stepdad found out. They kicked me out the house, and then I moved out here with my dad, and I hadn't seen him and like really talked to him in a long time, maybe like 16 years or like 15, 16 years, something like that. Like really just, our relationship wasn't there. And he was doing it at the time. And as our relationship grew, he kind of got me into fighting because he used to watch all the fights every Saturday. He would go up to the 24-hour fitness, hit the bag, do jujitsu tournaments, stuff like that. And he got me into it. I went to a smaller gym for maybe like a month. Um, and the professor there, he's a really good jujitsu instructor. He told me, I came in one day. He's like, you have potential, but this is not the place where you're gonna do it. Because I mean, training with three people on a match every day isn't gonna get it done. He was like, go check out Elevation, go check out Factory X. And then he was like, good luck to you. And I went out. I actually didn't even go to check out those gyms. I went to go get some gear. And Chris Camozzi had a shop in Factory X. Jordan Satoni was running it at the time. And I looked over and Mark and Chris Camozzi were doing mitts. I was like, what the hell are they doing? He was like, you can't go in there. That's like the pro fight team. And I was like, I want to join. He was like, shit doesn't work like that. So I went to the open classes and did that for about 6 months, stayed in Mark's ear. And then he eventually got me on the team. We got going.
That's awesome. You ever think, I mean, I don't want to say you owe a debt of gratitude, but that's pretty cool of the instructor at that small school to be like, you know what, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't serve you here properly.
Yeah, 100%. I actually reached out to him like right before this fight and right after this fight. Because the last time I talked to him, I had a genuine conversation with him, was that time. And I was like,
Wow.
man, just want to let you know I appreciate you. You know, it's showing a little bit of gratitude and just reaching back because even with him, he didn't have a lot going on. He was working like from job to job, and he was doing that on his own time. So for him to even do that was great.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing stories like that. All right, so I gotta be honest with you. With all the years of Contender Series, here's what I don't actually know. When do you get your UFC contract? Like, do you have to pre-sign something before? Do they take you in the back, or do you get like an email the next day? Like, when does the actual contract show up?
Well, shit, I got the contract, I think a day or two after, and signed it a day or two after. Well, they sent it to Jason at Iridium, and then we got everything hashed out. But yeah, like 2 days after. It would be cool to sign it in person the day of. That would be like something they could probably add to the show. But yeah.
Yeah, right. They should sit you down at the table and get like the big ink pen with the quill on it or something and sign it right there, man.
Man, Dana's like, man, get these knockouts and you'll get it in a couple of days.
I love it, man. Well, that's awesome. All right, so listen, I mean, the big question is, like we always said, that's the first goal, but you know, the real goal is higher. So what have y'all started talking about? I mean, you and the guys at Iridium, do you get wild and crazy and say, hey, Austin's coming up, can you slide me in? Or do you say, let's slow down and let's get ready and wait till next year? What's kind of the plan?
Yeah, like I've been telling everybody this, right? Like I don't mind fighting this year. Actually, if I'm gonna fight, like if I want to fight, I only want to fight on one card. It's that December 16th with the same card as Brandon and Dustin, because that's a big card for us. You know, Brandon Royval's fighting for a title. That's somebody who's homegrown for Factory X, just like me. So that's a big card for us. I want to get on that. And if I can't get on that, I'm satisfied this year. That was my fourth fight this year. That's a lot. I know a lot of people, some people don't even fight once in a year. So, you know.
What do you think it is about that crew at Factory X? Like I said, I had a great conversation with Mark Montoya yesterday, but I think I didn't even realize like how many guys that y'all have. Like Brandon, he's like, I remember him being 15 years old and riding his bike over here. Now he's about to fight for a title. I mean, there's not a lot of places that have that homegrown talent like that, and it really does seem to have that family feel. So what do you think the key to success is there?
I tell everybody it's culture. It's 100% culture. Mark has an expectation with culture, and it starts from the ground up. I think that's a little bit different because a lot of people at their gyms, they run their gym and they expect everybody to follow what they do. Of course, he's a great leader, right? But he instills it at the weak in the lowest person, and it comes up because you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? So if one person is doing something great at the top, that doesn't mean everybody under him is. So it's the culture and everybody following that. Like I don't know, I can go on and on about it, but I think that's the biggest thing, the culture.
That's awesome, man. All right, now listen, I am a fellow Texan like you. A lot of people don't know this, but I am also a former waiter at Pappadeaux Seafood Kitchen.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
so I got to ask, how's your skills there compared to the fighting? Like, are you selling the daily feature? You getting that success rate out on that? I mean,
man, you know what? I do know one thing. Like, I know how to talk to people. I'm not. Some people serve like robotic, like, oh, welcome. I just talk to people like they're normal people, and I feel like people, honestly, they like that more than you coming and being a super proper server. I just, how's your day? What you been up to? Just keep it casual. I feel like keeping it casual sometimes is the best thing.
I love it, man. Hey, listen, I know nobody wants to wait tables forever, but it does teach you some life skills that can help you out for the rest of your life.
1,000%, 1,000%, man. I got a little boy on the way. He's definitely gonna be doing some serving, some construction, something.
Hey, listen. Once you've dealt with some pissed off people at a restaurant, man, dealing with the media is easy, man. You know what I'm saying? You can talk to us easy.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm like, you know about it. What part of Texas are you from?
Dallas originally, DeSoto actually,
Oh,
South Dallas.
okay. Hey, I'm from Duncanville.
No way.
I swear, I'm from Duncanville. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Well, now we got to end the interview, man. I ain't talking to no Duncanville kid up in there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, we've been smashing y'all the past couple of years.
Oh, I don't want to hear about it, man. I don't want to hear. State titles when I was there, baby. That was a long time ago.
Nah, yeah, DeSoto did. Even when I was like earlier in high school, yeah, y'all used to smash on us a little bit.
That's too funny, man. I didn't know you were from that part. That's amazing. Right down the road. You still got family there?
Yeah, but they kind of all over. Like I got family in West Dallas, South Dallas. I even got family like far North Dallas, like McKinney and Allen and stuff like that. So everywhere.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I was already a fan, but now I'm even more of a fan, man. So listen, I'll be following the career. We've been down the same journey, man. So
hey, man, we gotta get a Whataburger in Vegas, and we gotta get some workers in there, man.
It's coming, right? They're building 3 of them.
Hey, after if I'm in Vegas after one of my fights, and when I get that W, we'll go get some Whataburger.
That's a deal, man. I'm counting you in on that. Awesome, MarQuel. All right, man. Well, I won't take any more of your time. I know you're busy. You got things to do, but I just want to say congratulations. And I guess last thing I leave from you, man, like you said, the goal's still at the top. How do you see this journey going, man? Lightweight division's deep, man. There's a lot of time. Is this a sprint to the top? Do you feel like, you're finding your way? How do we see the journey go from here?
I think the cards are lay where they may, and I just know we'll go to the top. I'm not gonna put a timestamp on it. I did say like 3 years, and last year around this time I did say I'll be in the UFC in a year from now. So maybe about 3 years we in that top 10 conversation for sure. Maybe even quicker. We'll see.
I respect it, man. Well, you're on the right path. Awesome. Congrats, MarQuel. We'll look forward to it. If it's not December 16th, then we'll get ready for next year.
Yes, sir. My man. Appreciate you.